Hey guys, so as you know, my team and I, Ground Zero, won the EOS Cup in the Oceania region. So Sulu made a video based on our strategies and performances in that tournament. I'm going to put a link to that in the description if you want that point of view. What I would like to do is do a player spotlight. So today I've got one of our players here, our top laner, Joe. Say what's up, Joe.
Hello guys, it's me. Top laner for GZ, Joe.
Yeah, and Joe streams over on Twitch. So Joe, it's twitch.tv/Joe Megalol, right?
Yes, that is my Twitch.
Okay, so you'll see it up on the screen, and go support Joe on Twitch, guys. He streams every single day. This guy never stops working. So Joe, let's talk a little bit about you. Let's let people get to know Joe. So what made you want to be a professional player in Pokemon Unite?
The real reason why I played this game was to find new people, and it all started from there. I wasn't intending to be a pro player. It was more to just find new friends. Because I started this game initially to play with friends.
Yeah, which is true. And I remember back in the day, we used to play here and there on like Sulu streams and stuff, you know, just for fun. And yeah, things kind of just turned out this way. Obviously, you know, people noticed you were good at the game, and it just kind of went from there, which is really cool, you know. And like, what's it feel like being considered a professional player? Do you feel any different, or are you just kind of still just the same guy having fun?
It's like an image now. I feel like you gotta show that you are the best at what you do, or at least how well you can perform. But it's still the same. Everyone is, at the end of the day, just a player. So.
Yeah. I agree exactly. You know, I think of it the same way. It's at the end of the day, we're still the same people. We've got to keep our image up and make sure people know that, you know, what we're doing. And in the games, you actually applied a strategy that some people seemed a little confused about. They were like, why isn't Joe going to Dreadnought? But we all knew about this beforehand. So do you want to give people your thoughts on why you were preferring to split in the top lane and kind of get your farm up?
So the strategy itself is based off just how I was as a player when I played top lane. I like to get myself a lead in a way. So the best way for me to be useful in a game is having as much impact as I can early game, so I can actually have that late game on my team. And I play push as much as I can while they are doing their own thing down bottom lane.
Yeah, and I agree, and we appreciate the trust you have in us to 4v5 down the bottom there. We appreciate that. Particularly, yeah, he picks certain characters that he likes to, you know, get his power spikes with, and I think that's very important for something for people to realize. And that's a big reason why you don't play Lucario, right? Because you want to get that later game power spike.
The real reason why I like to play like Serena or Azumarill is because they have that late game power. Lucario still has the late game power, but it requires a lot more to actually do that much damage.
Yeah, and I agree with that completely. And we had big talks about that. So yeah, so talk us through, like, you know, let's go through these picks one by one just a little bit. So Serena, you had an incredibly dominant performance on this Pokemon. It seemed like no one could stop you. Is that the character you feel most comfortable on?
So when Serena first came out, it suited how I would play the game. So like the playstyle it gave me, it enabled me to do a lot more stuff than other characters could do. With the way its kit was made, and it's stuck with me since. Even after the nerfs, and then they buffed it, I feel like it's always going to be a character. And then the next patch with the body barrier nerf allowed the character to just dominate everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And I will vouch for this. Everyone watching, I genuinely believe Joe is the best Serena player in the world. And I've said that to Crashy, I've said that to many people. The dude is cracked on this Pokemon. Then there was Aegislash. Now, you picked that in a few games, but we did get some Orange Pin games that made that not work out too well. But how did you feel on Aegislash in those tournament games?
Aegislash is another character that requires the setup. Like all the characters I like to play have a setup that's required to give them the most impact that they can offer in the game. So like the attack wave stack is always need something. So Aegislash is just another character that enables during the mid to late game and just can do its own thing, which is why with the buff of Two Sacred Sword, it added a lot more different mechanics that people cannot just walk over.
Yeah, that Pokemon is so frustrating too. You get it to 1 health, it goes into shield form and just heals back to full. It's so frustrating to deal with. And then we have the Dark Horse, right? The one people are very confused about, and you've actually gotten me to love this Pokemon. I've been playing this on stream almost every day, Azumarill. What made you want to play Azumarill?
In my head, I was like, there's like a lot of people who are like, oh, it's not as strong as it should be. But then with the recent bug fixes to the Whirlpool and the changes to Buddy again, his Buddy was a huge impact to the game itself, where it denied a lot of players the leverage over like going in for those 1v3s, 1v4s, you know. These characters all can enable that. So I figured Azumarill with the fast ulti recharge and the amount of damage it can do, and it has a lot of self-healing with the Whirlpool, and it has very sufficient damage coming from its passive with the 1v1s.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, you made me believe in that Pokemon.
A lot of these characters are just the way I play, and not many people know how to play that play style. They're not as aggressive, or they're not as comfortable or confident in themselves to like just dominate as much as they want. And I take those risks. I just take the risks, and I know they will pay off in the long run.
Yeah, of course. And we'd say a big part of these particular characters is you really need to know your matchups.
So like the amount of games played, eventually people will understand how the meta works and how to shift. So like I'd say it's a big part of this understanding the core. So like each character's fundamentals are the same. It's just obviously the knowledge on the character and how much you play that specific character or their playstyle heavily impacts how well you can perform during these high pressure games, because you feel much more comfortable than other players facing or coming into those characters, and that's how it would always be something that no one can just easily adapt to on the day, because they don't really verse those characters to understand the fundamentals of mechanics.
Yeah, everyone's so used to versing Lucario on the top lane, right? That's what everyone seems to be playing. And it was cool to kind of shake it up like that. And if anyone doesn't know, we did win the final game with Azumarill, so don't sleep on that Pokemon by any means. My next question I'll get to is, what did it feel like playing on a broadcast, like with a crowd, and having the casters like hyping you up, calling you the one-man army? What was that like?
The broadcast itself gives exposure, so many players want to be showed in a positive light, where they can do what they want to do and feel like they're being rewarded for how much effort they put in. So I feel like everyone on the day did really well, but they like to look at me because of the way I play. They never saw someone play like this before, or like have that confidence in themselves that their team can just rely on them doing what they want to do, and it's just a different light, you know.
You know, I definitely agree. The broadcast did a great job of making sure everyone on the team was spoken about, but I agree with that too. They're probably not used to seeing a player play so aggressively, take these 1v3 fights and just take out the enemy, and I think that you deserved everything they gave you there. It was really great to see. And another thing I'll ask you, and the final question here will be, what would going to the World Championship mean to you?
So coming into Chaos Cup, I wanted to do my best in all those other tournaments where we showed that we are quite an effective and efficient team that will do our best to showcase our skills for Australia. And we just want to be a team that came in for fun and also have the skills to back up and also demonstrate that the CE scene isn't just a scene that is to be walked over just because we're a small reason. We just want to make sure everyone realizes that we are doing our best, and that's all we ask for, is the support.
Yeah, and I completely agree. And I'll say myself that a big thing that we want to do is make sure that our community here in Oceania is represented well, both in and outside of the game. We want to make sure that you guys know that we are doing this for you. We love all the support you give us, and we want to give support back to you by making it to Worlds. You know, we want to put on a show for you guys, and if we are not the team that ends up there, then the best team in the region, I'm sure, will represent Oceania the greatest they can. So thank you so much for joining me, Joe. Again, guys, I will say, go check out Joe on Twitch. I'm going to throw the link up again. This man streams every single day. Go have some fun. He's always playing with the community. He's such a great guy. And you will not regret being a part of his community. So say bye to the people, Joe. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for sharing me with your community, and I hope everyone realizes that we are all here to have fun, and we're not just a pro team. We want to be there for the community and the people.
Exactly. There's nothing more important than community. And with that, I will segue into a big shout out to my community, the members. Thank you guys so much for all the support you show me. I could not do what I do without you, and I cannot explain how much it touches me every time I look at the list of members and how proud I feel to have such an incredible community. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.